Hey everybody, welcome to AJS News. This is the first of 2 videos we've got for you today.
But first, a word from our sponsor.
Whoa, the new Manscaped gift boxes came in. Look at this. Oh, I can't wait to try out this new beard trimmer. Oh man, my beard has been so itchy over the past few days.
7,200 RPM motor, titanium coated blades. This lifts up all of the pesky hairs down there on the neck. This thing is amazing.
Oh my God, look at this, dude. They've got beard shampoo, beard oil, beard balm, beard conditioner. Oh, and it smells so good. Dude, Manscaped is so spoiling us. This is awesome.
It's amazing stuff.
Whoa!
The Manscaped Beard Hedger Pro Kit is the perfect gift for any man in your life.
Why? I can get a beard too.
Well, almost any man in your life. Get 20% off plus free shipping and 2 free gifts at Manscaped with promo code AngryJoeShow at manscaped.com.
Guys, check out this brand new beard kit from Manscaped. Not only are they taking care of your downstairs, now they're helping you up top. The beard trimmer is amazing, and all these other products smell great. What do you think of how it smells and how it works? OJ?
It smells amazing.
Yeah.
Can't put it
Does
on.
it moisturize? No.
You can. I mean, you could put the beard conditioner on your
conditioner.
skin just and pretend.
It puts the lotion on its skin.
Guys, check the links down below. We appreciate that. In AJS News, I've put together a Dead Space Angry review. Should be out either late tonight or Tuesday at the latest. And then, yes, we are doing Hogwarts, so we've already started work on that. So you'll get Dead Space, you'll get Hogwarts, and then we'll just continue trucking along. So that's the update from the AJS. Alex, what the heck is going on in gaming?
Well, Blizzard is doing everything it can for more publicity for Diablo 4 because they want you to forget about the massive amounts of failures with all the other things.
Yep.
And so they did a fashion show. There was a Diablo-themed fashion show at Milan Fashion Week with ready-to-wear Diablo-themed stuff. And these pictures we're showing up have absolutely nothing to fucking do with Diablo
It looks
whatsoever.
weird and they're all
Yeah.
weird. I don't know
I was
what it
thinking like
is.
cosplay, and
No.
actual
That would have been
accurate
cooler.
costume.
Yeah.
That would have been cooler.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
So the Danish fashion house took their money, and he's describing it as like hell is a beautiful place, and this is perfect. Their thoughts align with my thoughts, especially since their checkbook had money in it, and now my
Their-
checking account has
yes,
money
their
in it.
thoughts and
like,
vibes.
yeah, it really meshed
And art.
together in a way, and yeah,
Great
so
connection.
it was real silly. And it looked bad, but whatever. We actually got some. I think this is good news. Blumhouse, which is known for like doing horror games, right? Or horror movies. They do a ton of stuff, and not all of them are great. But I like when people are making these horror movies. Their president and CFO are going to lead their newly formed Blumhouse Games, and they're going to focus on horror titles. So
Interesting.
I'm all about more horror
Okay,
games.
yes.
Give
But
me more.
here's the... I always am suspicious of these types of companies and things, that it's not just going to be horribly licensed movie games. That's a
Smile,
huge possibility.
That was a good movie. The
Yeah.
Smile video game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, but that just because they have good movies does not mean it's going to translate into good video games.
for sure,
Fast and Furious was amazing. Come on.
it was horrible. Yeah.
Amazing to laugh at and burn your money, but yeah.
So they're going to create and publish horror-themed titles across mobile, console, and PC. So,
I'm Captain Angry Joe's receiving text messages. Sorry.
so that's good news. We also got some. Well, I don't know if that's good news or not. EA is happy with their Dead Space 1 remake. Sold a lot, did real well. The critics all seem to like it. So they're already sending out surveys to people. And seeing if they like, are you interested in a Dead Space 2 remake, which I am, and a Dead
course.
Space 3 remake, which I am not.
Yeah,
so,
I was like, I heard bad. I haven't played the third one. I still haven't finished the second one, though.
yeah, they got their grubby little hands on it, and they're like, hey, what are all the things that make Dead Space special? And they're like, we'll just remove those things. And then, and that's kind of what they did with 3. So I imagine we're going to get Dead Space 2 pretty quick. Now, we know that Motive is working, just starting work on an Iron Man game, but when they announced that, they said we have a separate team that not the Dead Space team working on Iron Man. So the current Dead Space team
Okay.
is not that we know of working on something.
Iron Man. That it would have made me maybe slightly more confident in the Iron Man game if it was like the Dead Space team. Of course, even then, the Dead Space, is a very well done structure back in 2008, right? And so that's kind of hard not to fuck up. But it's EA, it's Motive, it's these things. There are that possibility to get fucked up, but it didn't. Trust me, on reviews coming out, you're gonna want to see it because it is, I very rarely give out this score, basically. So watch that. But yeah, looking forward to it. We'll see what if Motive is starting to become like this darling of EA and doing very un-EA like things.
EA DICE is now hiring more people for their single-player team for Battlefield games. So they kind of split up Battlefield, right? So DICE is the one that works on the multiplayer aspect. Ridgelight Games is going to be the one building the single-player campaign.
Okay.
And LA-based Ripple Effect is creating a completely different Battlefield experience. But they're trying to bolster up the Ridgeline Games
Probably
team right
mobile.
now. Yeah. So Ridgeline Games is getting new people, saying that they're going to focus more on a Battlefield campaign.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I hope. I mean, I don't give a shit about Battlefield anymore. It'd be nice if they, they come out with something good.
I've been hurt by it too, Alex, but I do still give a shit about Battlefield. I give a shit about. I mean, I loved Battlefield. My favorite military franchise.
Added your classes now.
Liked it way more than Call of Duty, but obviously they fucked it up. So I understand that you're very suspect on whether this is going to be good. If they go back to what makes Battlefield and successful and the roots of Battlefield, then we're looking good. If not, and we're continuing to do the 2042, and what are we doing 2043 and a half, 2044.
I don't imagine they would do that after all the backlash and everything.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like, this is not what we wanted.
Doubling down. I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm actually very excited to figure out what they're gonna do with the Battlefield franchise. They couldn't possibly keep that going. That's like a fucking flaming train with parts flying off on one of those ratty tracks in Ohio.
It's still on track.
Yeah, and then if that's what's headed our way, but I don't think so. Hopefully, it's something exciting like Bad Company 3 or just going back classic.
Yeah, hope so. What they said is our vision, coupled with the experience with the franchise, is going to see us build a single-player campaign that will engage players in new ways while also remaining true to the classic elements of what makes Battlefield truly unique.
I do think it's important to have a single-player campaign, 2042, and to provide value. I mean, as you can see, there was barely any value in
none.
No value. But we paid 110, was it, each copy or something like that?
Plus
it was
every
ridiculous.
month that EA Play was running without
I forgot.
Yeah.
So you got to bring the value, and single player campaign, if you're doing it right, does bring the value, as we've seen in Call of Duty.
We got word this week from Software that Elden Ring has sold 20 million copies worldwide, a massive success for them. I mean, it took them about 10 months to do that. Hogwarts also reported this week that they sold 12 million in 2 weeks. Which is like when you think about like Elden Ring Game of the Year, 20 million, and like Hogwarts really sold
12 million in 2 weeks.
So I imagine you get a lot of people like fake protesting online, going home, putting on their Hufflepuff scarves, and secretly playing because.
No, I think people were excited about the game, and then what you got is a small segment on Twitter that is, a percentage of a percentage that went a little too far with, harassing and attacking people, and just making it know that they're not going to purchase it, and that's fine. I totally agree with people. It's like, look, I'm not going to support that game for this particular reason. I'm all about that. I mean, the Angry Joe, I'm not going to support Madden. I'm going to support these other fucking games for even smaller reasons. So but it goes to show you that people are excited. The world of Harry Potter has potential in video games. Like, as I was playing this thing, I was like, man, this works so much better as a video game. Like just the way, the castle kind of forms and then reforms in the room of requirement and all these little things is just excellent. And this is quite possibly, no, it is the best Harry Potter video game ever released. And, it is a huge success. $850 million. They're gonna make $1 billion. It's gonna be $1 billion. If you already made $850 million in 2 weeks, then you're gonna hit $1 billion. And I heard rumors.
DLC.
I don't know if they're right, but I heard rumors of an HBO Max. Harry Potter. Look, WB is like, God damn it, we need successful franchises. They've lost like $2 billion. They're like cutting Batgirl and they're cutting everything, right? Because they're trying to restructure. Yep. They're hoping that James Gunn's DC is going to be amazing. And then they're like, fuck, let's make some fucking Harry Potter films with J.K. Rowling. And then it turns out J.K. Rowling sucks at writing scripts and Fantastic Beasts fell apart. She wanted to do 5. She only got 3 because she sucks. And guess what? She had nothing to do with this fucking video game, right? And that's the good part. And it's not even canon in her world, but it's canon in my head because this is fucking a diverse video game that includes trans, that includes LGBT, everything. So it's a success story. And do I want more Fantastic Beasts films? Do I want them to redo Harry Potter with different actors? Fuck no. But I would be curious about like a Hogwarts Legacy series, right? Where we go to Hogwarts again, because that's where the magic is the children and growing up and having the school experience meshed with fucking dangerous magic and dark arts and stuff. That's where it's at, and I would totally watch a Hogwarts Legacy HBO series if they made one.
But you don't want a movies redone with different actors? You said?
No, well, at least not there's.
I know where you're getting at.
There's a few. What is he getting at? There's a few franchises that I think it's unnecessary for.
I agree. Now let's talk about Embracer, which is one of the world's largest video game companies. Also owns THQ Nordic and a bunch of other companies. Embracer, along with WB, acquired the rights for Lord of the Rings movies.
Holy shit! Yeah, that's right.
WB had a really, really rough year.
Yes.
They had a bunch of garbage. Gotham Knights made them no fucking money because that game was super mild. And then Harry Potter really saved them, and then they've announced some other things that we'll talk about later. But this is a really big announcement. So they strike a deal with New Line and Warner Brothers for new Lord of the Rings films. Now, it doesn't sound like we are necessarily getting the original Peter Jackson trilogy completely redone. Now, they've said a few times that they're focusing that there's a vast universe that Amazon hasn't fucked up yet, and we could get more stories. So if you're looking for more Lord of the Rings stuff,
when I heard that announcement, I immediately got worried that they're redoing the Lord of the Rings films. It's like, fuck no, because those are fucking perfect.
Yes.
And the acting and the casting was, like, bar none amazing. Like a Ghostbusters kind of lightning in a bottle thing. I know that Tolkien lore is amazing. Like, Alex has told me about all the stuff that happens in the First Age that, it may be hard to do on screen, but fucking crazy and cool. So there's plenty of First Age stuff. I think after the Lord of the Rings films, it's a little boring. Even Tolkien himself kind of abandoned it because it wasn't interesting enough. It was mainly just kind of what's happening in politics these days, where big evil happened and then people, it was so long ago that they don't remember it, and then these little cults start to pop up and they're spreading hate and misinformation and fucking getting things back into that, and then like trying to worship the Dark Lord because they want power again, and it's just happening over and over, that kind of stuff. And he's like, fuck, this is too depressing, I'm done. So I don't think it's gonna be on that. that. But I am worried because, before the Rings of Power on Amazon, and I was reading all these articles on Rings of Power because of how bad it was, the rights were being, it was going to be Netflix, or it's going to be this, it's going to be that. And, they had ideas to do like Aragorn standalone movie and a Gandalf standalone, and they were trying to create like a cinematic universe MCU, and I'm like, oh man. So I'm a little worried that this might be that, so
Terrifying.
we'll see.
We know that New Line and Warner Brothers are working on Warner Brothers Animation are working on an original anime set. It's called War of the Rohirrim.
Yeah, this one looks good. There's
yeah.
a lot of positive buzz on it, and that works.
Yeah.
You want to do animation, that's cool. But when
Yeah,
you go into live action, you have to be careful.
Be very, very careful.
Yeah, you can do a lot, be more creative with animation as well too. So I like that.
Yeah, could be really good stuff. And then the big one this week is talking about, we got some information and a lot of videos on Rocksteady's Suicide Squad, and like all of the articles, none of them are good. Everything looks bad. All of the responses are bad. This one is Rocksteady's Suicide Squad looks like live service hell. And it's exactly right. You should definitely check out.
What did you say? The articles are bad, but then you said this article is right.
This article is correct that it looks like
bad.
suicide,
Yeah.
like live service hell. Like Paul Tossi's article is very, very good, and it just covers all the things that like look terrible about it. You look at this screen and you see that it's a battle pass. You see that there's gear score information.
Yeah.
The combat doesn't look like any. It looks like the Crackdown is the one that everyone is saying. Do you remember Crackdown combat? And it's like Anthem combat. It's like no one wants that stuff.
Agents
it's really
of mayhem.
Yeah, really arcadey aerial combat across 4 characters. Every character is using different using guns, like the same gun, swapping between characters, so you're not getting unique
guns,
stuff.
yeah. The iconic weapon of Captain Boomerang and Harley Quinn. Yeah, definitely. Gotcha.
Yeah, and so heavily loot focused. They're sharing weapon classes, and then it looks more like the Division, Destiny, Avengers, just stuff that you didn't want from Rocksteady. Now this game started development about 5-6 years ago during peak live service nonsense, and so it was they probably thought the trend was going to continue.
So we got a little busy during the state of play. Everybody's like, "Hey, what's your video on the state of play?" I was like, "Fuck, no." So maybe we'll do a reaction video later on today, if we have some time.
Yeah, so they've got a battle pass. There's a store tab button that we don't know what they're going to sell on top of the store tab. And then they talk about supporting the game with live service features well into the future. New missions, new playable characters. They will also share new guns
Getting
and gear
late
stores.
to the
We
party,
always
Rocksteady. It's really sad to see you go in this direction. Very late to the party, and these don't normally work out. So you're going to have an amazing video game, an amazing story in order to make this thing work. And reasonable fucking, expansions and just live service. It's never reasonable prices, So that's depressing.
Yeah.
It is.
So I think that
So the last video game Kevin Conroy is going to be a part of is some live service fucking garbage platform.
Yeah. And then
Dumpster fire.
they're all going to be using SMGs and Gatling guns and stuff and sharing, like swapping.
I'm so happy that we're all in agreement on this. Now, obviously, you boys, we're the Angry Joe Show, so, this depresses us. We know it's coming. But I think more and more gamers are seeing this live service bullshit, and they're like, I don't want this. You're always going to have, this was fine, But I think by large, people are sick of this kind of shit. And they even, Gotham Knights, for all its shit that it received, at least this is looking worse than Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights at some point in production looked like it was a live service game, and then they fucking corrected, and they said, oh shit, we can't release it like that. Let's change it. So is there any hope that this would change?
It could be.
No, this isn't going to change.
Yeah.
It's going to come out as is, and they're going to do the live service thing, and we'll see.
And so the story's got to be interesting. And from the very first time, it's like there's no way under any circumstance that the Suicide Squad could do anything against the Justice League. So it's like I'm having a hard time believing the story. And if I don't like the look of the combat and the fact that they're all going to use the same goddamn guns.
Yeah, that's the more important part is the gameplay. It's like, even if the story's badass, I'm like, okay, nice.
Yeah.
You'd be walking around with like
Yeah, well,
Todd Howard with the guns.
I guess the story doesn't matter too. So it's story and gameplay, and
Yeah.
and then obviously how much are they nickeling and diming us? How much is the game not there? With these types of games, you need to bring the variety. You need to bring the cosmetics that are all free. And then after you've given me like fucking 50 outfits for Harley Quinn, and I feel satiated, I feel, hey man, that was generous, that was cool, I love it. Then I might consider, and only then, if Harley was like my best fucking, like if she was Superman,
But I
and I
just
could
feel like
customize Superman.
no, it's just like Gotham Knights. Like there's like so many costumes and stuff for
Right.
Nightwing. I like playing as Nightwing.
that was the
and
good. That's one of the best parts of that game.
Jason Todd
Jason,
with
yeah.
the gun play wasn't very good.
Oh, right,
That's
yeah.
what I think it's gonna be like.
Oh,
the gun
shit.
plays like, you need to get better guns.
Oh God,
to
no.
increase
I think
5% or something.
Oh right, like a division thing where you're like firing
Yeah.
at sponge enemies.
Yeah. It's a gear score game. I mean, it's
Yeah,
literally a
that's-
gear score looter shooter game, and these are characters that I didn't want to use for the most part, right? There's characters within the Suicide Squad that like guns are their thing, but it's like, I mean, as stupid as it is, you want to use a boomerang and you want to use a hammer and you want to use like other stuff. I don't want everyone having.
We're gonna have this realization when we watch through the reaction if we watch it, but like it's Arkham games. The combat,
Was
that
so
best
good.
combat, and we're gonna replace all that, and we're gonna go for Red Hood.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, let's juggle enemies. Let's do a bunch of
Nice.
weird shit, and you have to always be online. And I mean, I guess they're giving us co-op because you can a really bad game can be at least fun when you're playing with your friends. But I don't know. I am definitely worried about this one. All right, well, that's what I got for
Me
the main
too.
stuff. Did you guys have anything that you wanted to go over?
No. Well, let's see. 3 new fighters for Street Fighter. Street Fighter. Or did you?
That's
did
in
you
the
have
PlayStation.
that?
That's the PlayStation.
Okay,
State of
so
Play, yeah.
we'll cover that soon. So yeah, no, I'm good.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for watching this one. Tons of stuff in the next one, so make sure you check that out. And also check out manscaped.com. Right now, it's 20% off with free shipping. I mean, they've got amazing stuff for both up top and down below.
Yep.
See you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.